Hello friends, welcome back. Thank you so much for all your continuous support. Today we are going to cover the long awaited topic of how to apply for Dependent ILR application or the live demo of the Dependent ILR application itself. Before getting started, a small disclaimer. I am not a trained immigration advisor. This video is based on my own experience. If you are in the process of applying for your ILR and are unsure of something, then please do your own research and seek professional assistance as necessary. Also, this is a continuation to Apply for ILR series and Dependent and Spouse Visa series. If you haven't watched the previous videos, I would highly recommend you to watch this, as this covers the major eligibility requirements and the common queries. This would help completely during the Dependent Visa ILR application. Now let's get started with the Dependent ILR application. I provided the link for the application page in description for ease of access. This page has links to ILR application who are applying as dependents on family visa, dependent on a work visa, parents in a family visa, adults in family visa, and child on dependent work visa. In this video, we would be looking at dependents whose partners were granted a work visa. This initial page describes all the requirement and eligibility criteria, and it's worth reading it. We have covered the same under our dependent and spouse visa eligibility video, so I'm skipping this for now and directly scrolling down to the apply now button. This directs me onto a page which describes what this application is for and some context to make sure you are good to proceed ahead. Again, on this page, I'm clicking on apply now button. It starts with whether are you in UK or not. A main question as ILR application could be applied only within UK. Until you get the outcome of the application, you can't travel outside the UK. So keep this in mind before starting the application. So I'm giving a yes here. Next, it asks whether do I have another visa application with Home Office, which I don't, so I'm selecting a no here. Then the email registration. Provide your email address and password so that you could use this to retrieve your application at any point of time. Validation of your email address is also required. Then check to know who the email belongs to. So I'm providing applicant here. Then do you have an immigration advisor? No. Then in which category are you applying for ILR? I'm selecting skilled worker, tier 2 or international sports person dependent. Be very careful while choosing this. Many in rush select the wrong option. Kindly fill the application with patience and focus. Post that the relationship to your sponsor. I am selecting partner here. Person you are applying to remain in the UK with. Here the partner details starts with title, given name and family name. Make sure this is as per your partner's passport and BRP. Partner's nationality and date of birth. I am providing some sample details out here. Then partner's reference numbers. As you would have passport number and national insurance number handy, kindly fill this in. Please be cautious here. Try to avoid providing BRP number here, as the application would be based on your partner's skilled worker or tier 2 visa. If suppose you are willing to provide your partner's BRP number, make sure you add a cover letter which covers the BRP number of your partner, both the ILR BRP as well as the one on their last visa, in this case the skilled worker visa. Post that partner's visa granted on or applied under. I am selecting skilled worker. Kindly select as per your partner's visa based on which his or her ILR was granted. A lot of people raise a query around this, that it doesn't have citizenship, naturalization or ILR, because as stated this would be the visa based on which your partner acquired ILR. This is why I mention in BRP space as well. Be very careful while providing the BRP number and make sure to add a cover letter if you are providing a BRP number. then reference number for that particular visa. Many might not have this handy. If you don't, you can select no. If you have, kindly fill this in. Then the sponsor license number. This should be on your partner's last certificate of sponsorship. Post that, this is the first review page which summarizes all the details you filled in. Kindly verify and edit as necessarily and continue forward. Post which you can add and fill applicant details. Again, this could be either one applicant or more. For example, you can apply for your children along with yours, but the first should be the main dependent applicant. So I am selecting answer questions about this applicant. This starts with your name details. Try to use your name as shown on the passport. Then, are you now or have you ever been known by other names? Many do change their names post marriage. Just for this example, I'm giving yes and I'm filling in the partner's name before marriage as per the college certificates. Then the reason for the name change as marriage with date of change of name. Then have you entered the UK with this name? I'm selecting an yes here just for an example. As some do change name post some years. If this doesn't apply for you, you can select a no. Then are you known by any other name? I'm selecting a no here. Then can we contact you by the email provided? Yes, I'm giving here. And the phone number, I'm giving a dummy one, and as earlier detailed, you need to be in UK for the ILR application, so I'm selecting the number is for contact whilst in the UK. Next, the postal address of the applicant. You can search with the postcode and select your address or even manually update. Is this where you live? Yes. Then from when? As this would be for the address history over the 5 years period. Sex and relationship status, I'm selecting as female and married here. Then the nationality, country and date of birth details. I'm entering again some dummy values here. Then do the applicant has a valid passport? Yes, and the passport details. I'm providing dummy values based on the Indian passport standards. Passport number, this is a single character followed by 7 numerical digits. So I'm giving a sample number here. Then issuing authority, it's Republic of India, so I am entering this here. Then issue date would be under date of issue on the Indian passport, and expiry date would be under date of expiry on the Indian passport in the first identification page. For other nationality passport holders, kindly enter as per your passport. Then your national identity card. For Indians, we could use Aadhaar card for this, while other nationality friends kindly use the according ones. National identity card number would be the 12 digit on your Aadhaar front side bottom, and the issuing authority would be Government of India, which is mentioned at the front side top center. In new Aadhaars, issuing dates are on the left side of name and address in front side of the Aadhaar. If it's not available, it's not a problem. You can leave this blank. While Aadhaar is valid for lifetime, you can skip the expiry. Again, in new Aadhaar prints, there is expiry dates. If so, kindly enter this. Do you hold any other nationalities? I'm selecting a no. How long you have been living in the address provided and the ownership of the home? I'm providing some sample details here. Date you first entered the UK. This would be the stamping on your Vignette visa. This is used to calculate the 28 days period validity and the holiday period. To know more on how to calculate the holiday period and the 28 days period calculation, please watch the ILR eligibility video. Do you currently hold a valid visa? Yes. And then the visa end date, which you can find on your last decision letter. Note this might not be the date on BRP if your BRP expiry shows December 2024, as all BRPs are getting replaced by digital visas, and BRP date printed on your latest BRP, if it's 31st December 2024, that could not be the end date of your visa. So kindly check your decision letter for the same. Time spent in crown dependencies. As I didn't spend any, I'm going to give a no here. Leave grant on or after 2018. If you are given permission to enter or stay in the UK before 11 January 2018, any time you spent outside the UK while you had this permission will not count towards the 180 days period if you are applying as a dependent on your partner's visa. For leave granted on or after 11 January 2018, I am selecting yes, as I entered UK only in 2019 as per this example. So earlier rules doesn't apply to me. Have you had any absence from the UK during any leave granted since 11 Jan 2018? Yes. Detail of your time spent outside the UK and Crown dependencies. I've spent time outside the UK and Crown dependencies. You need to fill the details of the time you spent outside the UK and Crown dependencies. This relates to the 180 days eligibility requirement. This has been detailed on our ILR eligibility video. Please watch if you haven't. So the requirement is you should have not been outside the UK for more than 180 days period in any 12 months consecutive period. Here I am going to give an example where I have traveled to India to visit my family and friends. For simplicity, I am providing only one visit as part of this. For detailed overview, watch Apply for ILR Along with Me video. Note, this would also include transit visits to countries and also tourism. Once you cover all trips, you need to give no for other time spent outside UK and Crown dependencies. Other countries you have lived in, including your country of birth. Very important one to notice. So as I am from India, I am entering this details and date you lived in from as date of birth until date as the date when traveled from India to UK, as I didn't travel to any other country as per this example. And reason I am giving as born and brought up in India. Additional countries giving no here. Then your national insurance number. I am giving a dummy value here. Life in the UK test. This is a mandatory requirement for ILR, and to pass on your first attempt, please watch out our fast track training containing 6 videos. There has been multiple testimonies confirming the training has helped. Hope this helps you as well. Once you pass the life in the UK test, a unique reference number would be emailed, and few test centers where they provide certificates, this unique reference number would be printed on the certificate. So kindly enter this here. Have you provided evidence of your English language ability in previous applications? I'm selecting no to show what other details would be requested as part of the application. Do you have a degree that was taught in English? No. The degree should be equivalent to UK bachelor's degree or above. I'm giving yes, and the country your degree was taught in as India. And does your degree meet the English language requirement for this visa ILR, which is B1 or above in English language proficiency? I'm giving yes here as the degree was confirmed to an equivalent UK degree and English language to be above B1 by UK NARIC in 2019. Now UK NARIC is known to be ECTIS or UK ENIC. Still the old certificates are still valid. Proof of your degree, which you can submit as degree certificate, and the usual questions like any immigration issues within UK? No. Immigration issues outside UK? No. Convictions and other penalties? No. War crimes? No. Terrorist activities? No. Terrorist organizations? No. Terrorist views? No. Person of good character? No. Please be careful here and read the question fully. It clearly states where you engaged in any activity that due to which you might not be considered to be a person of good character, whilst the heading is slightly tricky, so no on this one. Then the Home Office reference number, this you can find on communications from Home Office to you. Then are you able to provide a BRP card with this application? Yes, and it's valid BRP details. Then the applicant's BRP details, starting with place of issue, then the BRP number, then issue date. So I'm giving sample details for all. Then the expiry date of the BRP card as well. With that, the applicant details are over for the dependent. And this is the second review page post this. Post that, you can add child as well similar way if they are eligible. I'm skipping this for now. Then do you or anyone else who's part of this application receive any public funds? No. Verification consent, you can click on the link and download the consent form from the link. There are 3 parts to it. Verifying details are correct in application. Verify third-party informations and information from sponsor is valid. Only part 1 will be signed by the dependent, while 2 and 3 will be by the partner. Then is bank or utility held jointly by others or your partners? I'm giving a no here. Select as appropriate. Applicant's passport as mandatory document is necessary. ECTIS letter/UK NARIC letter confirming the qualification meets the UK standard and confirm the level of English for the dependent. Degree certificate for the dependent. Declaration signed by the applicant for Home Office to verify all the details. All previous passport, travel document, national identity card of the applicant, BRP card of the applicant. Evidence of applicant immigration status would be the same as BRP itself. Additionally, I would recommend you to add if you have these or can acquire easily. All previous passport, travel document, national identity card of your partners BRP cards, cohabitation proof that you and your partner were living together, either it be a council letter, utility bill, house contract, bank statements, etc. for maximum of 2 years period. If you have added any traffic violation as part of the application, then the tickets you received would be a good addition. If you have license in UK, I would recommend you to add this as well. And don't forget to add your national identity card for Indians Aadhaar card. This would be the review or validation page to confirm the documents and your selections. Post the verification, move forward, post which you could choose a service out of the 3 options, starting with standard application costing £2,885, while for priority £3,385, and for super priority it is £3,885. Kindly note, standard service can take up to 6 months. So I would suggest you to go for either priority or super priority service. With that, we come to the end of Dependent ILR application. If you have any queries, please leave a comment. We will try to help as much as possible. All the very best. Kindly support us. If you haven't subscribed, kindly subscribe, like, comment and share. Thank you.